Good evening and welcome to day 2 of our C programming 1 week bootcamp. Good evening. Good evening all. Am I audible? Can you see my screen? Good evening guys. Very good evening. Can anyone confirm whether can you hear me or not? Can anyone post down that in chat box? It will be really good. Are we ready? Can we continue with the class of day 2? And can I get some response? Like yesterday it was really good on the responses from the users. It was really good. So please keep that same pace and be interactive. That will be really good for me too. Fine? Yeah, I hope we are online. Fine. So how many of you guys have tried what we have did in the previous session in C programming? Have anyone? Yeah, thank you for the confirmation. Have anyone tried to do what we have done in the yesterday's class? We have, if you guys remember, we have seen introduction, we have seen installation. We have also seen you could use an online IDE, online compiler, and then we have went into the basic syntax, right? How you could organize your C program, what's the syntax, what's the rule for you to write. And it had a header, it had a main function, and inside of that we had the body where we have printed something which is called as hello world, and we have seen an escape character for the new line, right? And then we went into, I hope we have seen what's that return 0 is, and I hope we have completed in that part. Am I correct? Anything else I have left out? I hope this is what we have seen in the previous class. So welcome to day 2 once again, and we are in C programming 1 week bootcamp. This is day 2 where we are going to specifically see about some basics which are very important. Today we are starting with mostly with comments and then variable and then data type and then constant, okay, format specifiers, and some in between small details will be discussed in this session. So yeah, I think without any delay we could start, right? So can we start the session, guys? Can you guys post thumbs up emoji in chat box? Can we start? Can I get some response? Are we ready to start this? Yes? Yes, what about others? Why only few response today? Yeah, please make it. Yeah, I am receiving some response now. Very good. Thank you. So I hope we can start with the session. Okay. So starting with day 2, we are going to see about something called as comment. Okay. In programming language, okay, there is something called as comment. So this is what this comment is. Comments are used to annotate the code with information that is meant for humans. Okay, and it is completely ignored by the compiler during compilation. So this comment you are adding, right, it's for humans only. For example, I am a developer, I am writing a code, okay, and then for example I am working in a company, I am writing particular code, and then I quit that company. So a new programmer comes, okay, maybe you joined as a developer there, but if you are trying to view that code, it will be really difficult task for you. So for these purposes, for other humans also to understand, we may have these comments which is completely ignored by the compiler during compilation. So you could add this comment and you could write what all things you require. For example, you can describe that this particular thing is for mentioning this is for this. You are giving some set of instructions, just read me something like that. Okay, and in C, okay, we have two types of comments. One is called a single line comment, another one is multi-line comments. Okay, so what is this single line, what is this double or multi-line? If you want to mention a single line comment, you have to go with this double forward slash. Okay, so that's a way you can go and use this double forward slash will help you to create a comment. So I have entered, right? This is a single line command. So let me add a comment. See here. So let me open our VS Code. I'll remove all these things. I think I had a sample Python file to recycle bin. Fine. Hello.c. Fine. So let us start. What should I start with? Hash include standard input output dot h int main function parenthesis curly braces body, where for example we'll start with printf once again, hello and welcome to day 2, okay, colon, and then finally we'll return 0. That's it. Fine. So we'll run this. I'm getting hello world and welcome to day 2, right? Fine. For example, here I want to mention or write something. It could be anywhere here. For example, let us add this is a comment. Okay, so I'm just typing in between. I'm just typing this is a comment. It could be of any comment. I'm typing this text. Okay, and can you see it is showing me error? I'll just save it and try to run it. Can you guys see this? Here we have an error because you can't directly simply write anything. Okay, if you want to add a comment, what should I do? I have to add this double forward slash, and this means single line comment. Okay, now what all thing you have in this particular single line, that will be considered as a comment, not in the next line. The next line is different. Okay, if you also want to write here, you have to go with this double forward slash, or here in this single line, right? So anything you have in this line, okay, will be now considered as a comment. So I'll save it and run it. Only this will be executed, hello and welcome to day 2, and remaining things will be neglected. Okay, and the reason behind this neglecting by the compiler is this is for human understanding. Okay, so I could write something like here also I could write, guys, near to it, this is a day 2 welcome display. Okay, so this is a comment which will be completely ignored. Only my code will be executed, and this is called a single line comment because if you go to the next line, that's done. But in some places you may want to write multi-line comments. So for doing that, what you have to do is you have to do this guy, which is forward slash star. So when I type this, automatically it is suggesting me another one. Can you see it? Forward slash star, and for ending that we have star and forward slash, which means anything in between is now a comment. Okay, this is a comment. Can you guys see this? The color also, this is next line. Okay, so for example, I can even have my code line. For example, after writing this line, I prefer that I don't want to have this. So what I could do is I'll just take this and paste it here. Now even this printf is now inside the comment, which means it won't be executed. Can you guys see it? There is no output coming because now it's a comment. Okay, comment is completely ignored by the compiler, so we won't be getting any output. So which means this is the starting of a comment, this is ending of a multi-line comment, and you could have multiple lines inside of it, which is completely ignored by the compiler, only for human understanding purpose. Are we clear with compilers? If we are clear, I can tell you about escape statements, escape sequence. Yes? Can I get some response, confirmation that can we continue or not? Anyone? Quickly, guys. Waiting for your response. Can we continue? Yeah, fine. So, yeah, we'll go with the next one, which is escape sequence, which is required in a lot of places. So what is this escape sequence? You have already used that. For example, yesterday we have used a escape character with a backslash. If you guys remember, for going into the next line, you have to go with /n. That is actually an escape sequence which we have used in yesterday's class. So a character combination, escape sequence, it's a combination of character consisting of backslash followed by a letter or a combination of digit called as escape sequence. It could be a letter or it could be a character of sequence. So to represent a new line character or a single quotation mark or certain other characters in character constant, you must use escape sequences. Okay, so for example, I have some set of sequences here. I'll tell you, there are a lot of things. You could take a snapshot and try one by one. I'll be showing you some examples which is really important. For example, I'll just remove this comment, guys. For now, I don't need this comment. I'll remove this. And we know that if I want to go into the next line, okay, so we'll use that comment itself. Today is day 2 and not day 3. Okay, some mistake by the team, fine. So if I run this, it is printing in the same line. Okay, so what I need to do is I want to go to the next line, so I am adding an escape character either here or here. Okay, so I could add here also /n, so it goes to the next line and prints that statement. Okay, and we get that space, right? To avoid that, you could have it together, so it will come in the start itself. Okay, either you could go with here or you could add it here, any one place, that's fine. If you add it twice, you will get 2 line space, right? If I add here and here, that means 2 spaces to a double gap. So if you wanted 3 line space, you could add another new line, so the space increases like this. Okay, so that's how /n works. And you have other escape character. For example, if you want to add some space here, what you could do is you could add a tab. Okay, for example, here instead of new line, I'll add another one which is going to be a new tab space. Okay, I think it's small t. If you go with that, can you guys see this? This is what called as tab spaces. If I add another t, okay, it is going to add some more space. See the difference? This is 1 tab space, this is 2 tab space. So to obtain this tab space, you could use this /t, /t. Okay, I'll do one simple task. See here, yeah, I'll give it as assignment now, guys. I'll give you some time. I think I'll open a notepad. Okay, and what my output now should look like, it should be looking like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Okay, take your time, guys. I'll wait. Okay, I'll wait for you guys. Please post or write your code and post the answers for this in chat box. I want this displayed in my output. So how should I write my code in? You just write the print statement alone. Okay, you don't want to use the include or main statement, that's fine. For now, you just type what the print statement will look like to obtain this. Quick, guys. I can't give you much more time. I'll give you 2 minutes. Now it's 6:13. I'll wind up in 6:15. Okay, that's your time. It became 6:14. Let us have it by 6:16. Write your code for that print statement. Just get this output in the console. How to get it, that's your task now. Waiting for your response. Only 6:16 is the time. Ending time 2 minutes. Quickly try, guys. It's easy. You know what's the for / statements or escape sequences should be used, and you could use that to get a particular output, something like this. Okay, I got one first reply from, yeah, printf 1/t will give me space. Include standard input output, it's not required here. Going into the tab, that's fine, but I think you are missing. Jayant, I don't think that will work. We don't have that range like in Python you are trying to do. Okay, continue. Okay, you guys want me to do it? I'll wait 1 minute, 1 more minute. Maybe someone could be trying Yeah, I got some result. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, new line, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that will work. Good. Okay, I'll try, guys. I'll show you guys. It's 6:16. Let me show you. So what I'll do is I'll go with printf. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'll go with 1/t, 2/t, 3 \t, and then new line. Okay, new line, 4 tab space, 5 tab space, 6 tab space, then new line, then 7 tab space, 8 tab space, and 9 tab space. And I hope this works. I got my output. Can you guys see this? Got it, right? So this is how the escape sequence works. Clear about this? Yeah, very good. I got Yash Kumar. I hope he tried and he is correct. New line, good. Yash Kumar, very good. Others, this is how you can get. Okay, don't get confused. This is a combination of sequences. Okay, and now you have another problem also here. The problem is when you go over printf and you are using double quotes here. Okay, if I want to use something like this, for example, I want to type a sentence, okay, which is something like this. Inside of this I want to type I am not in danger. Okay, and if I try to run this, I'll be getting error. Okay, so this is said by Heisenberg, okay, from the TV show. So I want to get this quotation mark inside my string. I can't get it because, okay, this marks the end of that string. Okay, that's why we are getting error. To get this, what you could do is, if you want to add these things which you want to use, you could use a backward slash here. Okay, and here also add a backward slash. Now you could see that this is escaped, and this is the starting and this is the ending. This won't be the start and end. This is backward slash. They are escaping. So we can that's why it is called as escape sequence. Okay, escape from the regular thing. So now if I print this, I'll be getting that quotation mark in my sentence itself. Okay, clear? Is it clear, guys? Is it clear about escape sequence? If you want a single quote, you could add something like this also. Okay, so now I got single quote, right? So this is how you escape that. So that's some part of escape sequence. You also have some other also. So please check any of these things. You could check in the internet. You could do your homework and learn more on this. So now I am shifting towards variable, which is one of the very important concepts in C or any programming language. Can I get some thumbs up in chat box? Are we clear till now? Can we start with variables? And in place, for example, once again, if you want to have a backward slash also in your sentence, okay, for example, here instead in place of Heisenberg, you need a backward slash. You can't have something like this. See here, it shows error. Okay, if you want to have a backward slash, you could add another backward slash, which will give you one backward slash in the sentence. See here, now I have backward slash in the Heisenberg. Okay, this will give you a backward slash. That's for escaping a backward slash. You use backward slash itself. I use the stones to destroy the stones also. Like that you are trying to do it. Okay, and yeah, continuing with the next one. Thanks for the response. We'll start with variable. So any idea what is a variable? Have you used it in some other programming language? What is a variable? What's a variable, guys? So variable in any programming language or in C, it is a named, okay, storage location in computer memory that is explicitly declared for with a data type. Here in C, it is used to store and manipulate data within a program, and its type determines the nature of the data it can hold. Okay, variable stores values. Yes, it's like a container. Okay, for example, if I have apple, if I have orange, if I have mango, and I am having three different boxes. So in first box I am storing apple, in second box I am storing mango, in third box I am storing a banana. So if I want banana, I should take the third box. So if I take third box, I'll get banana. If I want apple, I should take the first box. So like that, values can be stored, and this value will be data type. It could be data, it could be a number, it could be a string, it could be a set of characters, and so on. We'll see that. Okay, so but in Python, okay, for example, I hope many have experience with Python. While using Python, you don't want to specifically mention which data type it is. You can create something like x equal to this, y equal to this, something like that, but that's not possible in C. In C program, first you have to go through a set of things. For example, for the steps for declaring and initializing a variable in C, to use that, first you have to either declare it. First you have to declare it, specify the type and name of the variable, what data type it is, what's the name of it. Okay, and then you could go for initialization, where you can assign a value for that. For example, if I want to store a value, I could store that. Or you could do it in a single line. Am I audible now? I got disconnected in between, sorry for that. I hope now it's clear. Yes. So let us see how to do it. Okay, this is how you could do. For example, this is the initialization part. Let us consider that in X I am going to store a data type with integer. Integer is for numbers. There are different data types that we will see next. Before that, we will first learn about integers. Integer is for whole number. Okay, and I want to store X. Okay, so what I am going to do is, first I can initialize it by declaring int X, which means in X you could store an integer. Next, this is declaration, where I am declaring. Okay, sorry guys, I think it's in reverse. Sorry, this is declaration, this is initialization. Sorry about this. First one is declaring, this one you are initializing that X equal to 30. Or you could do it in a single line with integer y equal to 45. We'll do it in here. So let us store. For example, first I'll declare int age. Okay, this is declaration. And then I am storing age equal to 23. So this is initialization. Okay. For example, I could directly store, okay, something like int x equal to 40. So this is declaration plus initialization. Okay, clear? So I'll run this. I won't be getting any error. How to print that, I'll tell you next. Okay, that we'll be seeing later. Now this part, if we don't get any error, which means that's fine. Okay, now we have declared and initialized a variable which is age and x as 40. You could use it later. I'll tell you later about that. Okay, is it clear about that? But what is this integer? What is that int? We have used it here also. By default, the main function is an integer. It returns integer, so we are using it. But why we are using this? Can I store 23.7 here? Can we try that? Okay. We could get, but when you try to print it, you won't be getting the output. Okay, this is for integers only. So let us try to do it. Okay, let us learn what all other data types which is available. So talking about data types, what is data type first? In C programming language, data types are used to define the type of data that a variable can hold. Okay, a variable can hold any data type. Okay, so what data type they store, that's what you are trying to hold. So each data type has a specific size and range of values that can be represented. Okay, so they specify the size and nature of the data that can be stored, allowing the compiler to allocate memory and interpret the data correctly. Okay, so these are some primitive data types available in C program. First we learn this basics, then we are going to go into a lot of things. So we have integer for whole numbers. We have float. Okay, the next thing I have stored is float, right? That is for float numbers, floating numbers. Okay, and we have character. Okay, if you have a C, D, A, B, C, single characters can be stored in character, and in C program we don't have string data type. So if you want to get or store a collection of character, then you want to create an array like this, character and then the name of your variable, and then near to it you have to go and give a square bracket which defines that it is a sequence of characters. So that sequence is now stored here. Okay, I am storing some details, arrays. Yeah, I will see that later about data structures and all. Okay, is it clear? So I will try to do it. I'll remove all these things once again and go with int age equal to 24. Okay, then I'm going to store float GPA, okay, is equal to 3.4. Okay, fine. So next I'm going to store character, a character grade will store a value of C. Okay, and see here, when you are storing a character which is a single character, you have to mandatorily go with single quotation only. For example, if I run this, I'm not getting any error. Okay, if I go with double quotes, you get this warning. Okay, initialization makes this. Okay, so you get this warning because you are going to mention a character, please go with single quotes. Okay, now we don't get any error. And finally I'll store a sequence of character. For example, name, give me a name. We could store a name, for example here go with double quotes, that's fine. For example, I'll store Praveen. Okay, and run this, no issues, it's saving fine, it's fine. Okay, clear? Is it clear, guys? This class will go for till this Saturday. It's a 6-day program. This is day 2. Day 1 is available on YouTube. You could watch that and come back here. I hope this primitive data type is clear. Now I am going to move inside the next one, which is the entire data types which is available in our C program. I have a specific set of code which is pre-written. I will be using that to explain you guys. So now you need to understand that we are going to go inside a lot more of details. Okay, it can be huge for you guys, but try to learn step by step. Clear? So the thing is, the problem here comes is, for example, you have character, right? See here, this is character. Ignore the signed and unsigned. Okay, we have character, we have and guys, there is a review link posted down. Every day it will be posted, so you could write your review. Please everyone, please try to write your review. It will help me and my team to evaluate me and this course. Okay, about this bootcamp. You could write that this is C programming by Mr. Shankar. You could write a review about this session. Fine. So see here, ignore this signed and unsigned. See here, this is character, this is integer. Okay, these are all int, this is float, and there is something known as double, and we have long double. So what all these things? I'll explain. And we have bytes, which is the storage taken. If you guys remember, they specify the size and nature. So the size, what size it stores in the memory location. A character stores 1 byte. Okay, int, these int store 2 bytes and so on. And if you want to print it in the output, you need to specify a format. Okay, before coming into this, I'll explain this, guys. Format specifier, and then we'll come back here about learning all these things. Okay, it is easy, guys. Format specifier first. So this format specifier we have here, right? For every data type you should be mentioning the correct format specifier, then only you can print the variable in the output. For example, I'll go hands-on. I want to print, okay, this age, which is 24. You guys know this is a variable. Age is a variable. If I want 24, I should get that variable age. So what I could do is I could go with printf. Okay, I'm going to print your age is, okay, here I need to get my age. Okay, if I print this, it will tell me your age is age, but in this place I want to get this 24. So if I want to do that, what I should do is I should mention a specifier and then comma, I should mention the variable name, which is age, but this will give you error because you haven't mentioned anything here. In this place, what you have to do is you have to mention the format specifier. For integer it is d. Okay, so if I run this, my output will be your age is 24. Can you guys see this? Your age is 24, and this 24 has been obtained from this age, and this is where the format specifier works. If you try to do the same with some other data type, for example, you are trying to get your GPA is, I'm going to mention that grade, so I'll go with D here. It will give me a wrong output. GPA is GPA, and let me write it in a new line. If you guys remember /n, go to the new line. Okay, so if I go with this, is my GPA 1073741824? Is it correct, guys? Is the GPA correct? Is the GPA correct? Can you guys tell me? Is the GPA correct? No, right? It's wrong. I should get 3.4, but I'm getting something else. That's because you are going with the wrong format specifier. Format specifier for float value is small f. Okay, so if I run this now, I get proper output, but it will give you something like 3.4000. That's a reason behind it. I'll tell you later on. I'll tell you how to cut short it. Now just listen to it. Okay, so if you want to print, for example, if I want to print the character, okay, which is your grade is, what's the grade? If you want to mention that, I'll tell you what we have to do. So you can pass the grade here, okay, grade variable, and I hope you understand that this is giving its value here. So here what I can do is I could go with format specifier for character is C. For single character it's C, okay, which means if you want to get this, you have to go with small c. Okay, so I'll run this. Okay, we are getting some error. Can anyone find what the error is? Anyone? Yeah, it's fine now. Sorry guys, I haven't saved it. That's a problem. Go into the new line. Okay, so your age is 24, your GPA is 3.400, your grade is C, right? If I go with D, then here the wrong format specifier, it is giving me 67 now. Is it 67? No. Okay, and that 67, there is a reason behind it, because this C and all A B C D, right, there is something known as ASCII value. You can check in the internet. For A it starts from 64, for B it starts from 65, for B it's 66, for C it's 67. If I go with D, it will give me 68. See here guys, 68 and so on, like till Z you have that value. So that's integer. You don't want to go with integer, you want to go with character. So for character it prints that particular D. And finally, if you want to get your name, which is a sequence of character, you have to go with printf. Okay, and in this printf, okay, you have to get, for example, hi, and then I'll pass the name here, which is going to be yes for string. Okay, so I'll pass the name variable here. So this will provide me hi Praveen. Fine, I want to have a new line also, so that will be good, and we'll have two lines. That will be really good to view. Run this. Hi Praveen, your age is 24, your GPA is 3.4000, and your grade is D. Okay, clear about format specifier? There are a lot more format specifier. For now, is it clear? Is it clear about this 4? And you could have, for example, if you want it in a single line, okay, if you want to pass age and grade, the order is important. The age will stand in this percentage D, okay, and then the grade will be standing in this percentage C, because it's a character. In that place it will be represented. For example, printf Okay, I'll go with hi. Here I want to get the name, which is string. I'll get percentage D, years old. Okay, now I could pass for string it is name, and for D which is integer which is age. Okay, now I'll print this. That single line will give me yeah, I'll go into the new line. Hi Praveen, 24 years old. Okay, or I could have a proper sentence. I am Praveen, and I am years old. Okay, now good output, right? So that's how you work with C program and printing the output for format specifier. And now we'll come back here. Okay, we have different set of format specifier. I'll teach you guys. For integer it's D. Okay, for other type where we have different types, I'll explain. Okay, and you also have booleans. Okay, after booleans I'll go into the data type explanation about this long int, short, unsigned int, and so on. I'll teach you guys. Before that, we'll see about booleans. So if you want to use boolean is nothing but true or false. Okay, true, false and all comes under boolean. Is my screen clear, guys? Some guys are telling me the screen is not clear. Can you view it? Please increase your quality, YouTube, of this video. Try to view it in 720 or 1080. That will be really good for you to view. So booleans are true and false. True means in programming it's 1, false means it's 0. Okay, so what happens for true tells that it's a true statement. It is used in a lot of conditional statements and all. False means it's false. Okay, it won't be executing. I'll tell you later. But okay, so let us go with, if you want to use booleans, you can't directly use it. You have to include this library which is hash include standard bool.h. Okay, so I'll add this hash include standard bool.h. Okay, and now I can store, for example, we'll store, you have to declare its bool. Okay, and you can have married, something like this, equal to true. True tells that it's true. Okay, and you have false. Okay, and there is no format specifier particularly for this. So if you want to print it, you have to go, as I have told you earlier, true means 1 and false means 0. So you could pass your booleans here, married. Okay, and marital status, I'll pass D. So that is going to print me 1 or 0. Okay, see here it is giving me 0 because the boolean is false. Okay, marital status is 0 because it's false. If I go with true, that will give me 1. So now that's 1. That's how you go with true and false. Okay, clear? And if it's clear, I am going to take you to one of the biggest problem here. This signed and unsigned characters. Okay, we have specific format specifiers for it, and their size changes. For example, what is this signed and unsigned? Signed means you have negative and positive number. Sign, if you have sign, that's negative number and positive number. If you don't have any sign, that is unsigned, which means it is from 0 to particular range. Okay, as I have told earlier, character is ABCD. You could store a single character. You could also store number. Okay, as I have told, that is also a number, that is ASCII value. So if you go with a number which is C, it has printed 67, right? That's from there. And an unsigned, you could type unsigned character. If you go and declare as unsigned character, it has a range. You could store from 0 to 255. Okay, if you want to store a negative thing also, you have to go with signed character, which comes in the value of -128 to +127. This is the range. Okay, and you could go with format specifier of %C and 1 byte they store. And if you want to go with integer, you have short. Okay, short signed integer. Signed means negative and positive number, which ranges between these two. Only you could store between these two if you are going to declare that. If you go without, like if you go away from that, it will give you error. Okay, it stores 2 byte and you could go with %D. Short unsigned integer means you could store from 0 to 655. 35. You just add these two, you will get that. Okay, and we have signed integer, which is between these range, and unsigned integer between this range, and you have long signed integer. If you want to store this long lengthy numbers, you have long signed integer and long unsigned integer. You have float, which has a precision of particular value. I'll tell. Double means float number with the point after decimal. You have up to 32 precision. That much level you could have precisely. And you also have long double to store furthermore. And there are specific format specifiers. I'll just shift now into this file, which is data type. I hope you could see my screen properly. Before executing anything, I just want to show you guys about this. See here, this is integer, okay, and it's a signed integer. You could store between these two. And if you want to have, by default, it's a signed integer, guys. If you have unsigned integer, you could declare it as unsigned integer, and you could store a value which is going between these two range. And you have short value, which has a maximum of this. If you don't declare, it's actually signed. If you declare it unsigned, you get a range of this, which is from this to this. Okay, please note it down and learn. You have long integer between this long trillion range. You have unsigned long, which gives you a positive. And you have for character type, you have character and unsigned character, that values, right? I have told you earlier. And for float, we have single precision float and double precision float. For double, this goes with precise of 16 characters, this goes with precise of 32 characters. After this, you can have that much numbers. Okay, this is possible. Okay, see here, it's printing without any issue. For example, if I try to store here, if I go and store this lengthy number, if I try to store this lengthy number here in this int, okay, or we'll store it in the short, which is not possible. Okay, I'll try to run this. I get error. Okay, at that particular part, this is not possible because it's overflowing between that range. Their range is between these numbers only. So that are some of the data types. And finally, we have Boolean, true and false. And now we'll see the format specifiers for a respective thing. For integer, it's D. For unsigned integer, it's U. Okay. For short, it's HD. And for unsigned short integer, it's HU. For long, it's LLD. Okay. Long integer is D. L is long. And long unsigned integer, you go with LLU. For character is C, we know. For string, it's S, we know. And for unsigned, it's once again C only. For float, you go with F, we know. For double, it's LF, which is long float. Okay. And for Boolean, it's D, we know that. Clear about this? Data types, these are all the data types. Is it clear, guys? If you want, please take a screenshot of this. And don't, when you sign up or go out of this class, please try to write a review for the mentor, and the link is posted in the chat box. Clear? Is it clear, guys, about this? Take your time. That's your assignment for tomorrow. You have to learn all these things. Try to learn. Okay, the numbers, just count their total count. You can't have everything in the memory about this precise numbers and all. Try to understand what is what. Mostly we'll be using integer, float, double. Apart from that, these things long, short and all. As a beginner, specifically, you won't be using. Okay. Are you guys there? Still, I am left with some topic. I want to just discuss about the format specifier, about this guy, which is float format specifier and constant. With that, we'll wind up session. We'll take another 10 minutes. Can we start with float format specifiers? Can we go with that, guys? Are you guys ready to view? Most of you guys are waiting for attendance links, and then boom, you guys are gone. Coming at the time of only attendance link. Yes, fine. So I hope it's clear. Now we'll go with this format float specifier. For float, if you guys remember, I'm going to skip into this part. Okay, I'll go into my old file I'll remove all these things and keep that float only. Okay, I'll printf GPA. Okay, I'll go with what's the format specifier for float. Tell me guys in chat box, what the format specifier, what should I pass here? It is quick, it's small f, right? So that's a format specifier, and I'll go and print this statement. I am getting 3.400000. I don't want to have this. What should I do? Okay, you can specify how much precise you want. You could mention the decimal precision. If I want, for example, I'll go with 3. Okay, now if I run this, I'll get the remaining zeros there. So I don't want these zeros. I want to have only 3 decimals after this. Okay, so what I could do is I could have after this percentage symbol, after this modulus, I can go with dot. Okay, and mention how many specific place you want. I want 3 spaces after that. So I'll go with 0.3f. I'll print. I get 3.423. If I go with 4, I'll get 1 0 after that. Can you guys see this? So if I want just 1, I could go with 0.1f. That will give me just 3.4. Clear? So that's how you go and get decimal precision. This is decimal precision. Clear? So I'll go with 0.2. That is good. Fine. Now you have another option which is called as minimum field width. So what is that? I'll go with printf. And we'll have some more things. I'll remove these things and go with float item 1 is going to be 2.5. Okay, then float item 2 is equal to 10.456. Then item 3, which is going to be float item 3, which is going to be 100.99. Okay, let me have it, and instead of this GPA, I'm going to pass item 1. Okay, the price of item 1. Okay, is this, and price of item 2. Am I done any mistake? Sorry, this is here. Fine. Which is going to be once again 0.2f, and I'll go with printf. Item 3, which is going to be 0.2f of item 3. Okay, thank you for the patience. We'll run this. Okay, once again we need to have it in the new line. Now it's fine. Okay, so item 1, 2 and 3 with 0.2 precision, and you could see that if you want mandatory space, anything before this point you could mention a space. For example, I'll go with 4.2f. Okay, okay, sorry, it's 8.2f. I hope so. Can you guys see this, the space? If you go and specifically mention this number, okay, you get a space which is called as minimum field width. You could increase it. If I go with that, okay, something like this, I'll get this space which is before that. Can you guys see this? So this is a minimal field width. If you want to add the space, you could go with that. Okay, I'll add a dollar symbol here. That will look more refined. Okay, mentioning the price. So if you want to have an alignment, what you could do is you could have minus 8.2f. That is for alignment. Okay, so if you go with, it will give you a left margin alignment. Can you guys see this? The left margin alignment. So that's how you can get that left margin alignment. Clear? It will give you a left align. Everything is left aligned. Can you guys see this? That you could get from this. Okay, so if you want space, you could add a tab space. That will give you, after that you could get a tab space. If you don't want, you could add it here, this 0.8f. So this is fine. So that is float format specifiers. Particularly if you want to get some space, you could use these things and alter this. Okay, final topic in today's class is going to be constant. Okay, so what is this constant is? So constant is something like, it's also like declaring a data type. When you declare, you can mention that it is a constant. So if you go with that, what you are trying to tell is it's a constant, and you guys know constant means it is same and it can't be altered. So that's what here also. Once a constant is defined, its value cannot be changed throughout the program. So using constant can make your code more reliable, readable, maintainable, and less error prone by providing meaningful names to values that should not be modified. For example, you guys know the pi value is 3.14, this particular value. Can anyone change the pi value? It's not good, right? For example, I'll write this code. See here guys, with this we'll wind up this session. Please wait. So I'll go with, without any constant, I'll go with float value of pi, okay, is equal to 3.14. We'll just keep it with 3.14, and or you could mention the number itself, no fine. So printf, the value of pi is its float value, and I want to get 0.2f. You guys know how to use it, pi. Okay, I'll use colon, that's fine. Okay, see here, capital and small letters, you have to be careful in that. Okay, the value of pi is 3.14. Now later on in the code, if someone wants, they could store, this is possible in C program, pi equal to 6. If I declare what's the latest value that will be taken, it's 6.00. Can you change the pi value? Logically it's wrong, right? So if you don't want to change it, you can declare that as constant, const, that tells that it is a constant. So if you try to change it, you will get error. Okay, so sorry, here you can't have this. Okay, so if you have or declare something else, then it's possible. Now it's not possible because it's a constant. Clear? So a constant cannot be altered, you will get error. For example, you declare a float 2 pi or something like that, you can't start it with a number pi 2. Now that's fine. Okay, so you can't alter this pi anywhere else because it's declared as a constant. That's what the use of constants is. So that's it for today's session. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with some more good contents. Interesting topics are left, we'll see that. Clear? Yes, correct Asik, it's correct, and many not knows that. Fine, they'll learn one day. Thank you, thanks for watching, and please make sure you are giving your review in that particular link. I hope this session was good. We'll see you in tomorrow's session. Thank you.